I completed a technical analysis of some of DG's top competitors. Normally, I would just forward the doc and be available to answer questions or have a meeting to discuss. But as I'm leaving very early tomorrow morning on a vacation and won't be back to the 19th, I thought I'd create a quick video highlighting some of the most important points in my analysis. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is the doc. As you can see, I picked competitors in the city of Phoenix, Arizona. These are the 5 competitors. Compared DG to Adit, GrowthPlug, Officite, and PatientPop. And I logically organized the doc into sites and URLs, things that are related to that, things that are related to content, and structured data. So looking at, kind of first line is pages and posts, 177, and you can see, kind of the competitors. I list blog posts because that's really a function, I think, of how long a client has been of a vendor. So for 34 blogs, it's safe to assume that DG client has been with us almost 3 years. Maybe they the 95 blogs, maybe they came with, some previous ones, tough to say. But really, the page count total, that I most focus on is service pages, because that's really the bulk of where a lot of the ranking will happen. And you can see that we just, blow away all the competition relative to that. Officite at 81. But it's not just kind of good enough to look at, kind of that top line, 126 to 18. You really have to look at the content metric, which is the average words for each one of those pages. So it, 2,323 words on average for DG. We have 292,000 words, just shy of 293 of content on that site. Compare that to Adit. Okay, they got 18 pages, 5,000 words. Or 32 pages with GrowthPlugs, 24,000, 23,000 words. 81, turns into 34. So it's easy for a competitor to say, hey, we have 81, we're just as good, but when you see kind of, the apples to apples, almost 10 times the number of words, kind of on those service pages, that it's just really not a competition. And let's just take a look at, those pages. So here's the DG client. Crowns and bridges. So just taking a look at our, standard service page, just packed with content, packed with the links, things to help, kind of navigate to the page or navigate to the, the location. So all sorts of user-friendly and content-related things. Looking at Adit, right? Let's go back to the home page, right? Dental crowns. That's it. It's a whole page. Most of it's the footer. Just, a list, a little bit of content, nothing really special. GrowthPlug. Crowns and bridges. Again, pretty thin. Most of it's the footer. More than 50%, 60% of the page is the footer and location stuff. So they definitely have content on the page. You'll see that all of these links are the same as you navigate from page to page. This is Officite. Officite's kind of weird. They only have 3 things in their services drop down. So if you go to cosmetic dentistry, it doesn't link to anything cosmetic. Fillings. Okay, but if you click on the services, then you go to this all services page where you're able then to click to more pages. So not sure of that navigation technique, but again, just no real, kind of internal linking there. And then finally, Patient Pop. They don't have crowns and bridges, so let's just look cosmetic dentistry, and there's the page. That's it. Just a little bit of text and a few pictures. So again, pages, very important. The number of words on the page, very important. And certainly internal linking is very important. When you look at link depth from homepage, one of the things Google looks at is, they say, if you don't care about the site, why should I, right? And if it takes 5 clicks, think of, what consumer is going to click 5 times to get to a page, and add it. It's just not going to happen. With an average of 253 for an 81 page site, just not good. So ours are certainly sub 2 at 171. Well, the idea is, not only consumers can get them quick, but Google can get to them quick. And then that comes back to the how many pages are in the index, by highlighting kind of all of these ideas, and for Google, you look at, relative, to the number of pages, 129, 55, 44. Those are the ones that are actually in Google's index and ready for ranking. So, very important thing, certainly. And as you look at, kind of these total number of words, one other thing to keep in mind, Google published, at the beginning of last year, I don't know that I've seen it, so far this year, and they've done it in the past, in 2007, they said 25% of all queries they've never seen before. But in 2022, they reiterated 15% of all Google searches have never been searched before, right? And it's just really important, like how is it possible that you can be found for things if you don't have words on the page, right? If you just have 5,000 words, on your site, like how can you be found? Another way to look at this is Google Trends, and I just looked at, kind of the top keywords, for so far, I guess it's this year, past 12 months. Not surprisingly, ChatGPT, Damar Hamlin, Super Bowl 2023, right? So those are the ones that are searched the most, right? Well, how could any one of these 5 sites ever to expect to rank for a word that's not on the site? You wouldn't expect to rank for Super Bowl 2023 or ChatGPT in the, on a dental site. No way. But you would expect to rank for say implant-supported dentures or dental veneers or, any host of dental-related terms. Well, if you only have 5,000 words, what are the odds that you're going to have all of those dental-related terms on your site? I think it's very poor. So that's where just looking at that content, looking at, the average, length of the blog posts, 936, including navigation, 480, and again, that's where all of these include navigation. So I didn't go in and hand, count, the words on each one of the blog pages to take way too long. So I did it with navigation in there. But you can still see relative, 936 versus 512. This Patient Pop client had no blogging program. They just had a single, blog post. It must be like their intro post with 10 words. So that's why you see it that way. But, you expand that 292 by having 936 times, the number of blogs, right? And as you go on, that site just continues to grow and get bigger. As we saw, I'll just take a look at it again, obviously, DG's got extensive links from, page to page to highlight things and to logically group things, right? So we have related topics. We have these questions answered on this page. We have links to other pages. We have the additional topics, and many times we link off to the page, relative to, topical things that will help a consumer, according to WebMD, boom, bridges, that will help a consumer kind of through their journey. But you look at, see how bare these pages are. No blog posts, no internal linking. Yeah, these all link to the same one. So if I click Invisalign, or they're the same links, now just on, a different page. Nothing special. These, I don't know if these are articles or, okay. And again, no links. Just your cosmetic dentistry and you're done. So I think it's helpful for a consumer, right? It's helpful for a consumer to be on a crowns and bridges page and then see a dental crown blog post, right? Bridge, right? They're contextually relevant. So not only are we clicking to contextually relevant things, which that just adds kind of that authority on that singular topic. You can see just, no linking, no blog posts, nothing special. Next one to look at is images over 100K, and it's something the SEOs look, for mobile friendly. If you have, really large photos, obviously it takes time to download over wireless. But just total quantity, right? Because image search is a thing. So as you look, DG with 889, only 6 over 100K. Again, just blowing everybody else out of the water in terms of the number of pictures that are on the site, and then their ability to load quickly via mobile. For number of rankings, we have a standard 150-word list that we create our monthly ranking reports from. And I just ran that list against all of the competitors to see how they rank, right? So top 10 in organic and top 10 in map. And you can see, again, we're tops of those. And it's great to have, total number of rankings in a ranking report, but also want to convert. So how many of the top 5s, again, we dominate in that. My mind, very important thing. Is it possible, somebody sitting at Adit or GrowthPlug or Officite or PatientPop can find one of their equivalent of a gold or a platinum and run it against this client and make it look bad? Yes, they can, in the same way that I could have picked a gold client and made these numbers even worse. So, anytime you see those things, take it with a grain of salt, because a lot of times they're cherry picking the one, top performing, and they're not, kind of intentionally going with, the generic silver client to show you apples to apples. One final thing that I wanted to show you, this is a tool called Screaming Frog, and it's a tool we use, for production and in SEO to see, interesting information about clients. So when I run it on this Officite client, you can see that it'll never end because their framework is broken. Their framework has like a go to the next page, but there never is a next page. So it goes to that page and then it says, hey, go to the next page and go to the next page and go to the next page. So if a tool like Screaming Frog is running forever, finding 6,000 broken, unused pages, what do you think, Google's going to think of that when they come across and they're trying to, crawl all those pages that never exist? I know if I was Google, I'd take a dim view on it and because I really wouldn't want to send a consumer to a site or a page that, could potentially get them linking into a broken situation. So not to say that they won't be in the index, but, they may not rank very high when you've got a situation like that. So hopefully this helps. Again, just wanted to have, a quick overview of those stats. I'll be back in on the 19th. Again, happy to meet or discuss anything else. And if there's another competitor on the list, I'm happy to take a look and run those numbers relative to them. So see you in a week.